Hey, what is up guys? It is Silver Sun here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review on the Dragon Ball Super episode 111. So going off of what we saw last episode with Frieza pretty much standing over Goku, seemingly about to shoot this menacing little death beam like attack, he actually gives him energy, referring to, what happened on Namek and stuff like that, when Goku gave him energy way back when. And so pretty much he's just returning the favor, and basically he's telling him like, "Oh, did you hear what the gods said about your new power and stuff like that?" And he was like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, well, it's called Ultra Instinct," and pretty much he's just saying like, "Oh, you gotta use that in order to take care of Jiren, 'cause that's someone I don't want to face," pretty much. And then he just trails off, I guess. And then basically Goku's just like sitting there, kind of wondering like if I can achieve that form again, could I be able to beat him? Jiren, he's referring to. And then pretty much we con off to Jiren versus Hit automatically, and pretty much Hit's trying to combat Jiren, but he's pretty much failing. Even with his time skip, Jiren's able to catch him. He's able to counter like all his attacks and whatnot. Like he'll go into time skip, and then pretty much Jiren will be right there, like waiting for him. In a sense, he just knows where he's gonna be and how to counteract that ability. But pretty much over the course of the battle, we actually see a few other battles on display, and by that I mean Piccolo and Gohan pretty much fight off these other Namekians from like a different universe. Well, they don't really fight them off. They kind of just like stop them from shooting Goku, because Goku's pretty much watching Go Goku's pretty much watching Hit and Jiren, and then pretty much they were just kind of protecting him from the blast, and so pretty much seems like they're gonna have a little battle of their own right there. But pretty much we see Vegeta fighting Ribrianne still, and basically he's like shooting all these ki blasts at her, but um, it doesn't seem to really have an effect, because after he shoots like a whole bunch, pretty much I think her name was Rosie or whoever, comes in, pretty much saves Ribrianne, and they pretty much like escape from Vegeta and all that other stuff. And so pretty much Vegeta's just like wondering where they went off to, and then basically we go back to Hit versus Jiren. I mean, yeah, well, Jiren's pretty much wrecking Hit at this point, kinda like pretty much Hit's basically been blocking all his attacks and whatnot, and pretty much the Universe Six Saiyans are like taking notice. Kaba, Kale, and Khalifa, and pretty much Kaba's just saying like, oh, Hit's been blocking all his attacks, so he must be waiting for the right moment to strike, and this is pretty much his moment to where he shoots off that he did it in earlier episodes, like he hits that shockwave punch of his, but when he did, pretty much Jiren blocked it, the initial hit at first, but then hit teleported behind him and pretty much hit him again, and that pretty much knocked him all the way to the edge of the arena. And at that point, pretty much it just says like, "Oh, this is my final trump card," and then basically he seals him in like this cage of time, basically, to where he pretty much just like freezes him in place, basically. So Jiren can't really move at this point, and pretty much Goku and um the Universe Six Saiyans are pretty much just watching his hits, pretty much keeping Jiren at bay, but he can't hold him off for long, because Jiren's pretty much struggling like to get free of this time control, and basically Hit's got like this one final attack he has to do on Jiren to finally ring him out, but before he can, Jiren actually breaks free of his time hold, his time grasp, whatever you want to call it. Basically, he like breaks free of that and pretty much uses his eyes once again to pretty much stop Hit's attack, and pretty much he grabs the blast that Hit was going to throw at him and basically crushes it. And right there, the tables are turned in Jiren's favor, as he pretty much proceeds to pummel Hit a few times, and then he blasts him away, and then pretty much Hit's like struggling to get up, but then Jiren comes by, and he pretty much blasts him off in the same way that he did Kale when she was in her Berserker Saiyan form and she was going on a rampage. Pretty much he did the same thing there, pretty much saying that it's over, and it was over because Hit has been eliminated. The assassin from Universe 6 is pretty much down and out, And so basically, uh, Champa's not too distraught about it actually. I mean, like it's a big loss, like considering Universe 6 and stuff like that. And what kind of warriors they have to represent them. But Hit was basically like the leader in that sense. He was pretty much the strongest one there in their universe. He's pretty much been eliminated here. But basically, Champa's like still, clinging on to some hope there that the other warriors for his universe will do some justice and hopefully get a few W's here and there. But basically, Hit's out, and pretty much Jiren goes off with Topo and Dispo, and pretty much he just stands there and basically he just sits down to meditate, pretty much stating that, no other warrior is worth his time, so he's just gonna sit there and chill basically. And as he's meditating, like all these rocks like floating up and breaking around him and stuff like that, and pretty much these robot warriors from like a different universe, I'm not sure which one specifically, but basically they go in to try to attack Jiren, try to surprise attack him, but they're unable to because Jiren has like this little power force field around him, so they pretty much can't get near him. And pretty much Goku's just standing there too, like in the corner and stuff like that, basically watching Jiren, and he's pretty much just wondering like if I can get that same power I had before, then I could be worth his time, I could be worth the effort and whatnot. And basically, um, right before this, actually, I almost forgot to say, this is pretty much like this is pretty much the halfway point. Basically, like 50 tacks have been um, passed, basically, and it was 100, so it's basically the halfway point at this point, and pretty much the whole like arena turns into like this green like mist kind of color. Like before, it was like black and purplish and stuff like that, but now it's like green and like blackish, so it's like changing colors and whatnot there. But pretty much that's where the episode ends with Goku pretty much watching Jiren, basically meditating and trying to form a strategy there. But basically, I thought this episode was pretty good. It's a shame that Hit got wrung out like that, though. I wish we could have seen a bit more from him, seeing him fight other warriors and stuff like that. But it is what it is. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure it was obvious, especially considering the last episode and whatnot. If Goku can beat Jiren in the newer form that he got, then who's to say that Hit could have? And he didn't, so that kind of sucks. But, anyways, I thought this episode was pretty good. Nothing really amiss in terms of animation and art. Pretty good so far. And that's how I feel like with almost all these other episodes. Like, not a single one of these episodes have looked like really off or horrible, like episode 5 way back when. But yeah, like I don't know, they've gotten better. They definitely have gotten better in terms of that. Um, but pretty much, I thought the episode was good, and yeah, kind of rambling at this point, so I'm just gonna end it right here. Tell me what you guys thought of this episode, though. Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? How do you feel about the elimination this time around? Do you wish some stuff could have been changed? Some stuff could have been uh, moved around a little better in terms of like the story and like action and whatnot, the fights and stuff. Just leave a comment like that down below. And until the next one, guys, Silver Sun is out.